Hey everyone, and welcome back to Ravenport on Farm Simulator 19. So in the last episode we ploughed a lot of our fields and seeded them, and we also bought ourselves a little chicken coop down here. I have seen a few people have a few issues with this, saying it wouldn't spawn the eggs, no space for pallets at the chicken coop. I had that message pop up while I was skipping over the night, and I thought there was going to be an issue with it. Eventually it disappeared, and we have now got a box of eggs. So if we have a look, we've got and doesn't show you how many eggs we actually have. Okay, yeah, so I'm not sure exactly how many eggs are in there, as it's not showing up. So we do have one box of eggs. Whether it's a full box or not, I don't know. I presume it would be. I have cleaned up the feed area just before. So we've produced 2 chickens since we put them in. We're getting a new one every 5 hours 45 minutes, so we can leave those. And I believe the feed trough 100% capacity is for 10 days, not like the usual 6 on 17. So the first job we need to do this morning is our field of soybeans. Is 100% weeds, although you can't really see any of the weeds in here. There are some in here somewhere. So we've got 100% weeds on that, and we also need to get another layer of fertilisation. So the first job will be to go and pick up a sprayer. We'll do the herbicide first, and then we'll get a spray it with fertiliser. We do also need to change the wheels for some narrow tyres, because we've got crop destruction running and we don't want to destroy our crop. We can do that up the store, but it would be great if we can look at getting a workshop somewhere built down here, so we don't have to keep driving up to the store just to change wheels. So we jump in the case and we can drop off the bucket. I'll drop off the bucket and then reconnect the bucket. It's a bit annoying that they've increased the distance things attached now. Especially when you're doing the front loader, trying to drop it off. So we'll head up to the store and we'll pick up a sprayer. Okay, so Carlos, let's see if he's got a sprayer for us. We just stop that, and so we want crop protection. So we've got the choice of the Kuhn Deltis or the Hardy Mega 220 or 2200. Should I say? Yeah, we're not going to be able to afford one of these just yet. Plus, we don't need one 36 meters wide, to be fair, on our small field. So we've got the Hardy, which is 24 meters, 2,200 litre capacity. And then we've got the Kuhn, which is the 21 metre with a 1,300 litre capacity, but then we can top that up by a further 1,500 litres with the additional tank. Price wise, that one combined will be slightly more expensive. So choices. So do we go with the slightly wider one with a low capacity for the cheaper price, or should we go with the Kuhn? I think we'll go with the Kuhn. And we also need some pallets of herbicide. If we get 2 of those for now. We'll have to come back up with the small trailer and the front loader on to pick up what we don't use. But we're going to have to drive back up to the store to get the fertiliser after we've sprayed the weeds as well. So if we just change this here, and I believe this doesn't charge you anymore for customising your vehicle. So if we change to narrow tyres and customise, so yeah, you want to purchase for 0. So we've not been charged at all, like you would in 17. You get a 1,000 fee for customising your vehicle. It looks like they've taken that out now, which is a good thing, because obviously we're not wasting money doing it here, but it's just the fact that we'll have to keep driving up and down to make the changes when we need to. So we get these hooked up, I'll get these both filled up, and we'll get back to the farm and start spraying some weeds. Okay, so let's get the weeds killed off on our soybeans. So I was hoping to catch the weeds in the early growth stage so we could use the mechanical weeder, but obviously skipping the time overnight, it went through the various different growth stages and obviously bypassed that. The trouble with the night on the game now with the new lighting is it's so dark, it's just going to be very difficult to actually watch by the time you get up onto YouTube, so it's not worth it. So it is very difficult to actually see these weeds because they are quite small. They're not the flowering weeds that you get with the second growth stage of weeds. So I can only assume we are actually killing some off. I did have a walk around in the field before and you can just about see some of the weeds, and it was very difficult to make them out. What we'll do, we'll get to the end of the field and then check the map to make sure we are actually doing something. So we want the soil composition, yep. So we've killed off that one section of weeds, as you can see. So we're all good. So hopefully they won't grow again. Now our field of canola over there is ready to harvest, which we'll do after we've finished with the fertilisation on this field. So we will need to get our harvester. I say the spraying shouldn't take long, we've only got small fields. The other two fields, should I say, are all fully fertilised and there's no weeds currently growing in those, but I presume some will pop up at some point, which we'll have to deal with. So it's just this one last little strip to do. Yeah, so I think we're gonna look at getting the case combine, which is now on the mod hub, as I think it'll fit in well with the American map, having a case rather than some of the other ones that are available, especially the smaller ones, more European style. Can't remember how much that is, and obviously we've starting to run low on money, so we do need to be careful. So that's the weeds all dealt with. Just check the map. Yep. So what I'm going to do is I'll head back up to the store and get some fertiliser and put in this. What I'll do first is just unload the herbicide. So if we just press I, now that's the front tank, and then we'll unload the back. We probably didn't need the additional tank because the herbicide and spray just seem to go quite a far distance now. So I'll head back to the store and get the fertiliser. I'll get that field sprayed and then we'll look again the combine. Okay, so I've fully fertilised field 19 now. As you can see, all our fields are now dark blue. I've left the case down there with the sprayer unit set up on and the narrow tyres because we're probably going to need to spray some herbicide on fields 24 and 26 at some point. So we're back up at the store and we need to buy our combine. So we have got some cheaper options. I've got the Nova 330 on Fellsburn, but that's not something you probably see in the US, and I'd like to try and keep it on there. I'm not sure if the New Holland TX series was in the US or whether that was just a European one as well. There is obviously the Bison Super, which is quite cheap, but I think although it's a lot more expensive than the other ones, I still think I want to go for the case and have a look what it's like, as this one's a mod hub and it does look like they've done quite a lot of upgrading to it. It does look very nice, very shiny red. So we're going to buy that one, and then we need to get the header. So that's 28,000 for the 14 foot 3.4 meter. The good thing about that combine as well, it's got a decent size grain tank on it compared to the others as well. So we'll buy that one, and then we need a header trailer, and we'll just get the small one, change the colour to the case red, and we've got $192,000 left. So what I'm going to do is buy a tipper trailer. I know we've got the small Strokeman, which is obviously good for you can customize it, but because we've not got the workshop and I don't really want to spend 28,000 on the workshop just yet to keep changing that one, we'll get a second trailer. I'm just going to go for the Agro Liner, 21,000 litre. I'll just leave it as it is. I'm going to buy that one, and we're going to buy another tractor, and I think we're going to get the Case 7200 Pro Series, and we'll leave that as standard, which is 170 horsepower, so that's more than enough for what we need at the moment. I was initially going to get this one first, but because you can't put a front loader on this one, I wanted one that we could use the front loader for. So we'll also buy that one. And now we're down to just $67,000. So I need to get all these back to the farm. Unfortunately, we don't have Follow Me anymore, so it's going to be a few trips. Well, 2 trips. So just have a quick look at the case. It does look like they have done quite a lot of work. I can't remember exactly what this was like in the cab, but they have obviously got all the new textures in here with the material. It does look quite nice what they've done to it. There's me John Deere hat in a case combine. I was going to go for some John Deere stuff, but it's obviously more expensive, and something we can look to work up to get a nice green combine. So what I'm going to do is get all this back down to the farmyard, and then we can start our first harvest on Ravenport. Okay, so we're just coming back to the farm now with the Case Magnum or 7200 Pro Series, whichever you prefer to call it, and we've got the new trailer on the back. Our combine's already here, so we can start harvesting. I'll get the one field done at least. So we drop that one off there. It's only a very small field. It is 100% fertilised, and there's no requirement of ploughing or lime required or any weeds in there. So we should get the full yield from it. But not sure exactly how much we're going to get off this. Being canola as well, it's a lower yielding crop. It's not going to be a huge amount, but it's going to be some money. Start getting some actual income. So let's unfold that and get started on the harvest. So just imagine The other fields probably won't be ready until the next in-game day, which will probably be in the next episode. So we can get this one done. We'll sell off the crop straight away as we don't have a silo yet. Although I do believe you can take it to one of the railroad silos and store it in there. A bit like you could do on Goldcrest Valley, where you could just store crops in there and then you can take them back out into a trailer or onto the train. So you do have that option if you want to store crops and then save them up until you get great demand or anything like that, or you just want to fill up the train and then take the train to the train sell point. So we're not going to get a great deal. 700 litres after 2 passes of the field. We probably won't even fill the combine, to be fair. But once we've done the both harvests, I think we really do need to look at joining these 2 fields together. And then cutting some of the trees down above the field over there and extending that field up a little bit as well, just to give us a bit more field space. Not the best place to turn around on that. Probably could do with taking a strip off the headland, just to give us a bit more room to turn around that, and so we're not halfway up that bank. So in-cab view's a little bit weird. I think I may need to adjust my field of view. It seems like I'm a little bit too far forward. I don't know. This feels a bit different from 17 in-cab. One thing I have noticed they haven't done is put any sort of percentage fill, which would be handy if they could add that on. There's like 17,000 litres, but it doesn't say what percentage that is of the full capacity. Not sure why they've not included that this time. Whether it's just to minimalise the hood. I do like the new hood system, although at times it can be very difficult to see the one in the top right hand corner, especially when the sky is like that. It can be a bit tricky to actually see what it's showing up, but I do prefer it without all the black boxes, as I do prefer to have less on the screen as possible. One reason I don't know if any of you have played Cattle and Crops. I installed that, I played it for all about 20 minutes and I really didn't like it. I know it's still in early access, but I just couldn't get on with the controls on it. And I didn't like, there's just so much on the screen with all the mission thing up in the screen and all the interactive controls on the one side of the screen. It was just like far too much and I couldn't work out how to get rid of it. And I just really didn't like it at all. So I do like the more minimalistic style hood. So we're definitely not going to fill the combine. We're only 2,500 litres and only got probably another 3 strips to do. So what we do after this, might have a look at doing some contract work, probably just leasing equipment, or maybe some fertiliser work, using our own fertiliser sprayer if there's any available nearby, just to earn a bit of extra money while we wait for the other fields to grow. I definitely won't be doing any harvesting contracts with our harvester anyway. But we'll see what contracts are available. It gives us a chance to have a look at some other machinery that it's going to be probably a while before we can afford to buy ourselves. And there's quite a lot of the new stuff I've not actually used myself yet, so it'll be interesting to have a good look at it. So we're just going to have that tiny little strip to do, and we're probably going to be less than 4,000 litres. So it's not going to be a huge amount of income. I think canola's, I'm not sure what the current price of canola is. We'll have a look when we've finished. I think on the Fellsburn it was around about 1,400 for 1,000 litres. That's one of the downsides of doing such small fields, is you just don't get a lot off them. So we definitely need to join these two together, and then try and increase that one over there if we can. Not sure if we can do field 19 because it's already on a slope, whether the slope's not that bad to increase further up it. Something we could possibly look at as well. Well, let's get our combine unloaded, and what we'll do, we'll check the prices and then go and sell what we've got. So we just need to turn the combine off. So the current price for canola is $1,399 at the ranch, is the current best price, and the ranch is just up on the right hand side, more or less in the middle of the map on the right hand side. I'm not sure what the best way to get there is, but we'll head over there and sell this. I'm not sure if there's a route you can take off-road down like a dirt track, possibly up this way around field 19. Well, let's head this way anyway and see if we get lost. I'm sure we'll find out. Yeah, it does look like there is a route. A bit of a windy path. It gives us a chance to see a bit of the map we've not seen yet, or I've not seen anyway. It is a very nice map, and they have done a great job. For a base game map, they have put a lot of effort into it, and when you look at this and see what giants have come up with, and then it's looking really good for what the modders can hopefully come up with. There's going to be some fantastic maps over the next couple of years. I'm really looking forward to playing on quite a few of them. So I think it's best if I'll just carry on up this way and head onto the main road and then go that way. So these fields up here along here will be good options for our next purchase on fields. They are quite big and they're not overly expensive, especially field 17. It's not too far away from the farmyard. It might be tricky getting a combine with a header and trailer up that little dirt track though. Which is a fair size field. So there's our farm down there. I'm not sure what that building is supposed to be. We've got this is where you take your horses, where you can train your horses. And do some jumping. I did mention in one of the videos on the Upper Lusatia Let's Play about the horses, and I think I will probably get some on this playthrough at some point, but I'm not going to get loads, or probably just one or two at most, just to see what they're like, because they're a new feature in the game and you've got to at least try them once. But overall, it's not something I'm too bothered about. So let's sell our first income from our first harvest. Not a overwhelming amount by any means. So it's $5,171. But we couldn't really expect much more from such a small field. So we're going to get this back to the farm, then we'll have a look at doing some contract work, seeing what's available. Okay, so we're back at the farm now. I've just put the combine and everything away. Just thought I'd come and check, see if we've got any more boxes of eggs. So I'd say the price is good, but they do seem to be very slow. So we've got 84 litres of eggs. So yeah, it's going to take a long time to get 1,000 litres. So yeah, 45 minutes till the next one. They can just be left. I say we haven't got to worry about feeding them for another 9 days or so. Our field 25 now requires lime. Now we've just done the previous harvest on it. We will leave that until we join those two fields together, and then we'll probably just put lime on all of them, because I'll probably presume 24 will require lime as well when that's been harvested. Looking at field 19, it does look like we may be able to extend it a little bit going up the hill. I don't want to go too far with it, as it does start getting a bit steeper, especially up this top corner here. But we probably could come up to about this level with this tree. We cut that tree down. I think going beyond that it's getting a bit too steep then. But it's another thing we could look at, cutting those few trees down there. Not necessarily just have it square, we could taper it off to avoid the worst of the slope down that end. But that's something we can look at doing once we've got the fields harvested anyway. So now we can have a look at doing some contract work, seeing what's available. So we've got the harvest on field 7, which is 18.4 acres. We've got a ploughing job, which is on field 3. Fertilising, transporting, some cultivating. Wow, 2 cotton harvesters. 16,986. Harvest the cotton in field 4, take to the spinnery. So I'm presuming, obviously with that one you have to use a worker unless you're playing in multiplayer, because having 2 cotton harvesters is wow. Fertilising, $24,618 for fertilising in field 8. Now I know that is a big field, but you do get a big reduction of 4,674 for using the leased equipment, which is quite a lot. But I'm not sure how much fertiliser that would take, because field 8 that's the biggest field on the map. That may take a lot of fertiliser as well. And don't forget, you have to buy your own fertiliser to use, so you've got to take that off the price as well. Which was that was field 4, that's the one with the cotton. I think that may take a while though. Let's go back. I think we'll leave that one. That would be a good job to do if you've got your own self-propelled sprayer. I think we might do this one, field 7. We'll lease the equipment, as using our own combine can take forever. It is going to reduce the reward down to about $10,000, but that's $10,000. That's more than what we just got in our harvest. So if we accept that one, and then we can jump up to the store. Can we not? Oh no, I accepted it and not lease the equipment. Dope. Yeah, cancel that one then. So we've got our first contract, we failed. We're a failure. I'll be surprised if anybody else wants to hire us for contract work now. I forgot you have to press Y for lease equipment. That's annoying. How much is the reduction on that one? 3,000. I think that one will take forever though, because cotton harvesting is not a quick job, and then hiring a worker as well for the second one is also going to reduce what we make off that one. We could do that one, 6,000. Well, that's like half the price reducted straight away for leasing equipment. I mean, that one's pretty pointless. $367. Where is that field 23? I think that's close by. I'll keep quitting off and then going back on for the map. Field 23 is just there. We could possibly do that with our own tractor, because it's cultivating, it just needs cultivating. We could use the power harrow, but I don't think it's worth it for $367, to be fair. We've got that harvesting, but again, yeah, I'm disappointed I cancelled that. $15,000 for some sugar beet harvesting in field 10. And a reduction of only... Let's do that one. Right, lease items this time. There we go. We've actually got the stuff. So we've got the Fendt 724, which I've not actually looked at any of the Fendt tractors. Obviously this one was in 17. So it does look like I've improved it, especially with the seat textures. Some of the other textures on the inside of the cab don't look brilliant. It looks like they haven't done much with those, but they have obviously done the seat upgrades on the fabric textures and the roof. So it looks very nice. So I'm going to get all this over to, just check the field 10. That's probably massive now. Where is field 10? It's even massive all at the top of the map. Where is it? Field 10? 10? No, there. So it's quite a distance. But I'll get everything over there, and then we can get started on this one. Okay, so we've just got everything up to field 10. The tractor, the trailer down that end. So if we get this started up, this is the Roper Panther 2. So this was a DLC on 17, now included in the base game. So we get this unfolded. Away we go. Not sure how long this is going to take me. I'll probably time lapse most of it. Depends how much we get. It's quite a fair size field. It's not the biggest, it's also certainly not the smallest. So hopefully we can make a decent amount of money off this one. Pass some time while our crops grow. So anyway, on with this contract job, and hopefully we won't fail this one. Okay, so we're just coming up to the drop off point with our second load. I've set a worker off now because it's taking quite a while, and I imagine that before I even get back there with the trailer, the combine's going to be, or the harvester should I say, combine is going to be full again, so the rest of the time lapse would just probably me just driving backward and forward to the sell point. So I'm going to leave that bit there. I'm going to finish off the rest of the field off camera, and then we'll come back just before we've unloaded the final lot, see how much money we actually make, and then I'll probably do it for today's episode. Yeah. So we've only done 21% transported, and that's our second load. So yeah, you can work that out. It's going to be like 10 trips at least. So yeah, I'll finish this off. I'll persevere off camera, get this all done, and then say I'll come back just before we tip the last load to complete the mission. Interesting to see exactly how much we make from this and see whether it was worth it. So I shall continue, probably just carting backwards and forwards. Okay, so we're just coming up to the drop off point with the last load. We have actually already done enough transporting to finish the mission, so this is the last of the crops, which we should get the actual money for this. So the 16,921 litres we currently have, we will get all of this income from when we sell this, as we've already transported enough. Not sure if that's meant to happen, or whether that's something they've overlooked in the game and they'll fix in a future patch. But before we tip this, if we just check the contract, so we've got completed now, and if I press X, the leased equipment will disappear and we'll get the 14,760. Now, if I'm pretty sure the original contract was 16,000, so then minus the 890, would be the 15,650, but then it's like they've deducted the lease cost again, so we're only getting 14,760. I need to go back and check the recording because I'm pretty sure it was 16,000 and then minus 800. I'm sure it was 888 for the leasing costs or something like that. So I'm sure they've deducted the lease cost twice. I can't check now. I'll have to go back and check the recording, but I'm pretty sure they've deducted the lease cost twice. So the contract reward, and then they've deducted another 890 off that. But I'm sure that contract reward is less than what the original contract was. I may be completely wrong and maybe just remembering it wrong, but I'm sure it was 16,000 something. Anyway, if we tip this off first, so we are now getting the money from that as our money's excuse, I'll just smack the mic. So we've just earned an extra 3,749 off that. And now if we go in and complete contract, and that is done, and now we've just got another 14,760. So we're up to $90,000. That mission took me 2 hours or so to do. So was it worth it overall? We got just shy of 20,000, minus a bit. I think the worker cost us a bit as well. So I'm not sure if it was worth it, but we are, you know, we've got more money now than we started with. It looks like our soybeans are ready to harvest, but not the other crops. That looks a bit odd. Let me just check the map, see what the actual field state is. Yeah, so our soybeans are ready to harvest, and we've got no weeds, which is good. I was a bit worried that weeds would pop up in the final growth stage and then it'd go to ready to harvest and you can't remove them. So the next episode, it looks like we'll be doing the harvest, and then we can look at trying to plough these two fields together. So before we just go, what I'm going to do is just buy some more chickens, as I think we've got 2 egg boxes. One of them I believe is full, 4,000 litres, and the other one is partially full. So if we just go to the menu, with current box is looking like 22 litres of eggs. We're up to 44 chickens now, and it's still 5 hours 45. So what I'm going to do is buy another $2,000 worth. Can we not buy them? What does it say? Move. Okay, so yeah, that's a bit short. I thought it was like say buy. It says move. So we get $2,000 worth, and that should take us up to 84 plus the rooster, so 85. So let's just check that. Yeah, so we've got 84 brown chickens, and then the 1 rooster. So hopefully that'll double the speed at which the eggs are produced, and hopefully that'll, when it updates again, it'll reduce the reproduction rate. One thing is we can only have a total of 100. So I'm thinking every time we get to 100, we can sell off 10 chickens, just to earn a bit. It's not going to be a huge amount, as they're not worth a great deal. But it'll be a little bit extra. We could even just go down to 80. We'll see what the reproduction rate's like when it updates. So that's pretty much everything for this episode. I say next episode we'll get that soybean all harvested and sold off, and probably the other 2 fields as well. And they'll probably be ready. Well, I've got plant withering switched off, so I'll probably skip the night. So the other 2 fields should be ready. We've got then a full day tomorrow. Well, in the next episode. It won't be up tomorrow. Probably up a day after this. I can't do Let's Plays every day as well as the time lapses. It's just too much. So the Let's Plays are probably every other day, and then the time lapses will be the days in between, and possibly sometimes a Let's Play and a time lapse on the same day. So I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, then please don't forget to give it a like. I really do appreciate it. And if you've not yet subscribed to the channel, then please do consider subscribing. So we'll have Farm Simulator 19 videos, including the Let's Plays and time lapses every single day. And thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Thank you again. Goodbye.